Commander SciFi adjusted his iridescent carapace as he surveyed the conquered planet below. The blue marble that the primitive bipeds had called Earth now bore the scars of victory. Gleaming Kethmoran cities rising from the ashes of human settlements. After 3 cycles of systematic extermination, the final pockets of resistance had been eliminated. The war was over. Magnificent work, Commander. Admiral Vorthak's voice crackled through the neural link. The Council declares this sector fully pacified. Human threat level, 0. SciFi's mandibles clicked in satisfaction. The humans had been surprisingly resourceful for such a backward species, but their primitive weapons and fragmented governments had proven no match for the Kethmoran Empire's superior technology. Their cities lay silent, their armies scattered, their leaders executed. The galaxy was safer now, but something nagged at him. Reports from the outer rim colonies, strange energy signatures, ghost signals that appeared and vanished before sensors could lock onto them. His subordinates dismissed them as stellar interference, but SciFi's instincts whispered otherwise. 3 days later, the first colony went dark. Kepler 442b, a mining outpost with 5,000 Kethmoran workers, simply stopped transmitting. When the relief fleet arrived, they found only empty structures and strange markings burned into the metallic surfaces. Symbols that seemed almost familiar yet impossibly alien. Probably a reactor malfunction, Chief Engineer Quilta suggested, her 4 eyes scanning the readings. These outer colonies are always having technical difficulties. But SciFi noticed something else in the footage. Footprints in the dust. 2-legged. Bipedal. Human-sized. The second attack came without warning. The research station on Proxima Centauri B erupted in a cascade of explosions that could be seen from orbit. This time, there were survivors. Traumatized Kethmoran scientists who spoke in horrified whispers of shadows that moved too fast. Of enemies who seemed to know their weaknesses before they knew them themselves. "They're not dead," SciFi told the Admiral, his voice trembling through the neural link. "The humans, they're not all dead." "Impossible," Vorthake replied. "Our bioscanners detected no survivors. The orbital bombardment was thorough." But SciFi was already piecing it together. The humans hadn't been as primitive as they'd assumed. While the Kethmoran forces had focused on the obvious targets, the military bases, the cities, the governments, something else had been happening in the shadows. The humans had been learning, adapting, preparing. Deep space monitoring stations began reporting massive energy signatures moving between star systems at impossible speeds. Ships that didn't match any known human design, yet clearly bore the hallmarks of human engineering philosophy. Crude but effective, brutal but brilliant. The truth hit him like a plasma bolt to the thorax. The humans they'd been fighting, the ones they'd so easily defeated, those had been the civilians, the unprepared, the ones who tried to resist with conventional warfare. But humans had always been a species of extremes. While some had fought and died with honor, others had done what humans did best. They had run. Not in cowardice, but in preparation. They had taken their brightest minds, their most dangerous thinkers, their most ruthless survivors, and they had sent them beyond the reach of Kethmoran sensors. Into the deep black, into the spaces between stars, where they'd had 3 years to do what humans excelled at. Adapt, improve, and plot revenge. The final transmission from the outer rim came from Admiral Kreshman himself, commanding the sector fleet. His image flickered with interference, his compound eyes wide with terror. "They're everywhere," he whispered. "Ships we can't track, weapons we don't understand. They're using our own technology against us, but modified, improved. Commander, they didn't just survive, they evolved. And they're coming for us all." The transmission cut to static. SciFi stared at the tactical display, watching as red warning indicators began blinking across the galaxy. One by one, Kethmoran positions were going dark. The humans weren't just fighting back, they were winning. He had thought the war was over. But as he watched the inexorable advance of an enemy they'd underestimated, SciFi realized with cold certainty that the war had only just begun. And this time, the humans were coming prepared.